but I do want to get my first reaction of just sort of going for it. And go. What's going on, guys? I hope you're having an awesome Sunday. Today I promised you guys that we would be doing my first drive of my brand new GTR, Godzilla. If you haven't seen the reveal video just yet, I will link to it down below. Seriously, I think it is one of the coolest things I have ever made, so go check it out. There's a link down below. So before we do get behind the wheel of Godzilla, I thought it would be interesting to tell you about my sort of like my story going into buying all of the cars, because it's actually something that's kind of strange about my car buying process. When I bought my R32, I had never test driven it. My dad test drove it just to make sure it was like mechanically sound, and then I bought the car after his recommendation that it was all good. Same thing goes for my STI. When I bought my STI, I never actually drove the thing. I didn't know how to drive stick, so my dad test drove it again, and then I went and bought the STI on his recommendation. And the same thing goes for the Godzilla behind me. I have never driven a GTR, I have never been in a GTR, and today is going to be basically the first time I'm driving it properly. I drove it back from the dealership and that was really it, but it wasn't a very interesting drive, so yeah, this will be my first proper drive. One of the things that is really cool about this car right now is because it is so new and it was like an out-of-province car and just like the whole way I got this thing, it currently doesn't have a license plate. So this is going to be the only time you're going to see this car with no license plate. How cool is that? It looks so sick. So let's go do our first drive. This is still such a surreal feeling. It's unbelievable. If you follow me on Twitter, I was tweeting, I'm just sitting in my car and this doesn't feel real, and it still doesn't. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna be very excited. Apologies if I can't get, like, my thoughts through, just because I'm too excited just driving it around. But okay, let's go and do some things. So two of the things that I'm really not used to yet. One, I don't have a key. This is a key for a Nissan GTR. It's just a thing, and you just press the button to turn it on. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound very good. We'll get into that, but I'm not complaining. The other thing is, obviously I own my STI for a while, so my instinct reaction as soon as I get into this car is just foot on clutch. There's no clutch. There's no down here. It's an automatic. I gotta get used to it again. So we're not gonna be doing any spirited driving today. If you missed the video on Friday, I spoke about this car having very few kilometers, so few kilometers in fact. It has 706 kilometers at the point of recording this video, which is kind of insane. Anyways, because of that, it means one, the car is not broken in at all, so I can't do any launch controls, I cannot get on the gas just yet. I gotta break the car in slowly, so that's something we're gonna need to be doing over some time. I was told that I need to get the car to around maybe like 1,200, 1,500 kilometers, and then it should be fairly well broken in and I shouldn't have any problems from that point on. One thing, even right now, that I'm still not used to, is this car is very popular. People like Godzilla. You'd expect me to get a lot of attention in things like the R32 or the STI, which are both stupidly loud, but every so often you get someone who knows what the car is and they'll go, oh, nice car, or oh, that looks really cool, or you get someone on the street like giving you a thumbs up, you know? But in this thing, it is completely different. This thing's really weird because even just driving it home from the dealership, everywhere, every couple of blocks, people are just going like, nice car, thumbs up and stuff like that, and then they'll be like, roll down your window, and like they'll try to speak to you and stuff, and then because I'm in Montreal, they're French and I don't know what they're saying and stuff like that. But yeah, it's weird because it's like it's almost a very understated car because this car is completely black and has black wheels, so people who may not know what it is don't really pay too much attention to it. But at the same time, like, kids who know what this car is, or just car people in general, every time they see it, they're just like, yeah, it's really cool, I love it. You can probably tell of one of the other things about this car as I am just driving it around. One, you're probably shaking around quite a bit because I've noticed the suspension on this car is incredibly stiff. Let's just say if you're a lady, you might really like this car. But yeah, the suspension on this car is very, very stiff. Oh, it's quite awkward. We're driving past Tesla. They still owe me money, actually, after I canceled my pre-order. You can probably hear the other thing when I slow down for all of the stop signs. I don't know what it is, if it's GTRs in general. I have heard other people reporting this, but it might just be because the car has so few kilometers on it and the brakes need to get broken in as well. But the brakes are very, very squeaky. So say I'm just driving down the road here, and I brake. I don't know if it comes across on camera. I'm using like 25% of the brake, maybe not even, and they're very squeaky. And then third thing I've noticed in this thing is that the transmission, I don't actually know where it is in the car. Well, it comes through here because it's all-wheel drive, right? But every time you're shifting gears, like I'm not even shifting gears, right? I'm in full auto mode, so I'm not using the paddles back here or anything. It's very noisy at slow speed. It's just something you need to get used to, really, and that'll happen eventually. Ooh, nice Rolls Royce. Ooh, it's a convertible too. Hello, buddy. Oh, he's like smoking a cigar in his Rolls Royce. Yeah, this is when you can tell the suspension isn't the best. I'm basically just dodging potholes left, right, and center here. I see a Subaru! It's an STI in blue! I think it's the old one. It's like a 2008 one. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, he's got cool little vinyls on his thingy, on his lights. Dead end. Okay, we're gonna try. Oh, there's a Subaru dealer here. That would explain the STI. I also have a backup camera, which I've never had in a car before. So basically I just don't need to look where I'm going. It's sort of like cheat mode activated for car parking. It's nice. But yeah, honestly, like, the craziest thing about this thing that I found out so far is that you'd think it would be, like, you hear the name Godzilla, you hear all the figures and all the records that this thing sets, but honestly, it's really not a very intimidating car to drive. Like, if you want, like what I'm doing today, I'm just trying to put miles on it, basically, to get to that break-in period, right? And it's like, it's not an intimidating car to drive around in. It's very normal. Okay, yeah, bumpy, very bumpy. It's not bad. I'm exaggerating it, but it is something I need to get used to. That is for sure. But yeah, I guess I can also talk about some of the plans that I have for this car. I've got a bunch of plans. I want to do so much cool stuff. But the first thing on my mind is, one, these windows need to get tinted because it currently looks like a fishbowl. Everybody who gives me the thumbs up can see straight in, and it looks a bit plebby, to be honest. The other thing I'm going to do at the same time is I need to get a tracking system for this car. One of the things that my insurance said I had to do to insure this car was to get a tracking device fitted to it, and I can get that done at the same place that I do my window tints at. So that's awesome. There were also a lot of you guys who were like, it's not blue. Are you gonna paint it blue or wrap it blue? I have some plans. You will hear about these future plans soon, so make sure you're following on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, long story short, driving Godzilla, a hell of a lot of fun. I was not expecting something quite like this, and I am very pleasantly surprised. One of the things I was actually also very surprised about is you hear, oh, it's only a Nissan, it's got a shit interior, and coming from a Volkswagen and an STI, I probably don't have the biggest range of cars to compare it to, but like all of this like leather here is all super nice. This is all like carbon fiber here, and it all feels like very nicely put together. I really like it in here. I feel like it's only mandatory for us to do a little pull, at least once. I can't get full on the gas, but I do want to get my first reaction of just sort of going for it. So I'm in second gear, excuse me, doing 50 kilometers an hour, and I'm just sort of going to go for it. I'm just going to sort of come into this lane and go. That's 50% throttle! Okay, that was in the speed limit? Holy shit. That was 50% gas. One of the cool things about the GTR is you have this whole like cool interface over here that tells you like what you're doing at any given time. And I can see how much gas I'm giving the car and how much brake I'm giving the car. I was at 50% and the whole car made me go, "Bull." I've never had that before. Like, my STI was fast. My STI has 300 horsepower. But I've never been sat back in my seat so hard before. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for all of the support throughout all of the years to get me to this point. I have some big plans for the future, like I was saying. You are not gonna be disappointed with what I have in store. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for smashing the like button. And I will see you guys soon when we get that tracking device fitted and the windows tinted, and then it will not be a fishbowl. And then I can actually start posting some cool pictures. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!